Okay, hello everybody who is watching this marathon. This is Quastathon 2 and now it's time to watch some Crash Bandicoot action. This is Crash Bandicoot 3 and the category is any person, no item glitch, which means that we need to go through the intended any person route of the game without taking any kind of major glitches. Since there's an item glitch, as its name says, that it makes that you can get, in this case, the crystals and or gems for the intended time. But we're not gonna do that, we're gonna go and trick the intended any person route that this game has. So um, for now, the reason why I start under pressure is because before I start a run I perform a data abuse on any stage, then I quit the game faster and I start a new one, since this game is cycle based and the cycles are global. So whenever I die, resets are gonna be reset, and I use this in order to complete the second stage named Under Pressure as fast as possible. And by the way, I am Go Senpai. The reason why I haven't introduced myself when app starts because Drago told me that I should start the run first, so I have done that. I have started the run. And as you can see, this is Crash Bandicoot Warp, so I hope that you enjoy, guys, the run. And also girls, everybody here enjoy the run and have a good chill time. And also, it's supposed that I was gonna have a commentator, but the commentator asked me to escape the run since the commentator feels a bit tired. So I'm gonna be commentating this, but I'm not myself alone. You can see that on screen we have Yoshiko. Well, Johanne, because if we tell to her Yoshiko, she's gonna get mad. So Yoshiko is gonna be here. Okay, my mistake. If we refer to her as Yoshiko, she's gonna get mad. Her name is Johanne. So Johanne is gonna be with me during all this run. And now it's time to go to Iron Express, which is the third stage of the game, which is the one that I'm playing. And as you can see, you can go through any order of the stages. So I'm going through an intended route in order to go as fast as possible without wasting a huge amount of time. And let's see what happens here. We got it? No, we haven't got it here. What I was trying to set up here is something called Cuddle Skip, which in this case makes that we can skip that kill animation at the end, making that we can save 5 seconds, something that unfortunately hasn't happened. It's not hard, but if you don't set up it correctly, you cannot get it. The way that you set up is that, as you can see, you can get stuck in the roof in these stages where, well, Coco rides Pura. But if you jump too early or too late, you don't get correctly put on the roof. You don't get a little out of bounds, so you cannot set up this correctly in order to make that the jump gets a bit higher. And from all the only two stages this game has, talking about riding Pura, that's the only stage where you can set up it correctly. Magnet Run, which is stage number 10, you can set up it there, but it's a bit hard and you need to do a damage boosting, wasting one mask for it. So for same purposes I'm gonna do that. And now Tell No Tales, stage number 5. Not a big deal here, it's just a boring auto-scroller in some way for this category, because you just need to keep pressing the cross button while you are moving during all the stage. So also, which is the point of this category, is just to get all the 25 crystals that the game has and also beat Neocortex, which is the main villain of the game. And if you're wondering which route I'm trying to get on this first warp room, I used to go through stages 2, 3, 5, 1, and 4, and now this is the first stage of the game, which is gonna be the third stage that I'm gonna play during this run. We're gonna see the principal movement technique that this game has, that it's called neutral slide jump. This means that once I perform a slide, I'm gonna release the directional buttons, in this case the D-pad, which is the one I'm using, and before the slide finishes, I'm gonna press the cross button in order to keep the speed of the slide, because sliding is faster, but it's not consistent to just keep sliding during all the run, because sometimes the game drops your inputs or don't recognize it properly when you just keep sliding, and sometimes it's a bit hard because the game cannot recognize it and you can lose time thanks to it. Crash Team Racing is good. I can consider it as the best Crash spin-off, but not as the best Crash Bandicoot game. Sorry, Benji. Now it's time to move to... Damn, I have forgot the name of the stage. What is happening with me? Oh well, on this fourth stage, which is Boneyard, I have remembered it, we're gonna need to run, literally, well, just a sliding jump in order to avoid this big dinosaur, which is chasing to us. There's gonna be 3 of them. This is the well, 2 of them. This is the second one. We're gonna see the other one on a bit. And also the masks are important in this game, because as you can see, when you have the invincibility mode, you can go a little bit faster than usual. So if I lose one mask, I'm gonna take some backup strats. For example, on the second warp room, stage number 6 is a backup stage, since usually the stages gives to you 1 or 2 masks, but that stage gives you 3. We keep that as a backup strat, and just in case that I lose one mask before I reach the second warp room, I'm gonna take the stage number 6. Otherwise, I'm gonna go through other stages that I'm gonna be explaining later. And also something that I will be doing with my movements, something basic called zigzag, which is just mashing the directional buttons up, down, up, left, up, right. Right up, right down, some stuff like that, because with the zigzagging you can move a little bit faster than intended. So if we mix properly the zigzagging and the neutral slide jump, we can go so much faster. Also, I'm playing the NTSC version of the game, which actually is the most optimal, since NTSC version is not so hard than the PAL version. It's supposed that on PAL version the movement on Crash is more faster, but the neutral slide jump is better on NTSC. It's more faster. For the PAL versions, you need to be doing some slide spins while you are zigzagging to move a bit faster, but since PAL version it's different because it has some new obstacles than the NTSC counterpart. Well, the NTSC version doesn't have, and also some boxes and items are moved or have been moved from the original place. PAL version is not good to play, definitely. And that was the first world battle, and again, nothing interesting to say. As you can see, I just beat a tiny tiger, which is the first boss, making that he jumps first 5 times, and the second round he's gonna jump 6, and then the last one he's gonna jump 7, and then some tigers are gonna appear trying to eat me. But as you can see, as you have saw, there's a spot which you can just make simple that the lions doesn't attack you. And last year Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which are the remastered version of the original PS1 Crash games, were released for the PS4. This year was released for Xbox One and Nintendo Switch and PC. And something curious about it is that if you're trying to set up the same glitch as the PS1, the public is gonna start to throw you pieces of cheese. Okay, I have lost one mask. Say I got a bad cycle and never mind, I died. Okay, but at the same time, it's still being fine. I'm not gonna lose so much time. At the same time, I'm gonna go trick stage number 6, which, as I've said before, it gives me 6 max. And also, I'm gonna do a little tradition that I used to do in my runs. For every day I got, I'm gonna donate $1. So for now, we have $1. And I hope that I don't die so much because I don't have so much money. So the usual route for me on this run is that after I finish Hangman Height, which is stage number 7, I go to stage number 9. But since I have lost my mask, since I have died, I need to take this backup stage. So now up to this point I need to be so careful, because if I lose my masks, I'm gonna lose more time. But in some way it's not so bad at all. My estimate is 1 hour and my PB is 52 minutes and 7 seconds, which means that I have added close to 8 minutes just in case that something bad happens. So now we have here the third mask. There we go. Also shoutouts for Dragolina, who is the person behind this marathon, for letting that Yoshiko make me company during this run. I appreciate it a lot. Dragolina, best MVP. So getting back again to the point about the routes, that stage number 6 is keep up as a backup stage, and everything is again thanks to the masks. Also, this stage has one backup mask just in case that I just have one. It has one mask in order to catch on the intended route of this category. But at the same time, there's a backup mask that, just in case that I don't lose one of my masks, I'm gonna take it. And also, thanks to the neutral slide jump, we can reach some parts that are a bit far away, like that specific part before. Suppose that I should have activated the switch in order to make that the platform moves, and I can reach that part. And also, we're gonna see that we can keep skipping more parts thanks to this movement. So it's not just the movement technique, it's also a good key to keep saving time. Again, I'm not gonna activate the switch here, and thanks to the neutral slide jump, I'm able to reach that platforms without needing to activate them. And now we are on Magnet Run, the second and last Buddha stage. Oh, we got the first donation. Do you want to read it, Drago, in order to join a voice call? Well, as you can see again, not a big deal, these China-based stages. Oh, you're gonna make it later? Okay, that's fine. Okay, I have lost one mask. This is not bad. I mean, I am gonna take another little backup strat the next warp room. Okay, Okay, that was a momentum drop. Also, by nature, this game drops your inputs a lot. So I hope that I don't get any big mistake thanks to them, because all Crash Trilogy on PS1 drops your inputs and or your momentums. So sometimes this can be a bad row. Some kind of bad luck, definitely. I know it's time to go to the last stage of this. Well, the only stage that I haven't beat from this second warp room, which is this racing stage. It's called Hawk Ride. For this category, we're gonna see 3 of these stages. There's a 4th stage that we unlock with the relics. The relics are obtained when you finish a time trial. In order to unlock the time trials, you need to be the stage getting the crystal. And for the curious people, if you try to finish the stage without grabbing the crystal, the game is gonna act like if you leave the stage, so you're gonna get anything, obviously. And on these racing stages, the way that I get on that I can get the crystal is just to arrive on 1st place. This stage is not a big deal, so hopefully I'm gonna be able to finish on 1st place. I have got some mistakes that costed me a little amount of time, but if everything goes fine, yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna finish on 1st place. So with this, we have beat all 5 stages of this second warp room. Now it's time to move to the second boss battle, which is Dingodile. And again, we're gonna see another movement on the game that I'm not so sure if this is something intended or is a glitch. I think it's a glitch. And I'm gonna explain a bit why I consider this. So this is Dingodile. Now I perform a slide and then I press jump button while I press the spin button at the same time. The reason why I do this is just to jump a bit higher than usual, so I can do this and I can save a huge amount of time, because the usual pattern on this boss is that he's gonna start to throw some fireballs to the sky. They're gonna fall where Crash is, then he's gonna start to destroy the barrier, and you're gonna be able to get close to him and make him spin in order to make that he explodes. Also, since we get the first donation, poggers, I'm gonna move to stage number 12, which again it's another underwater stage, and unfortunately it's the last one of this game because these stages are awful, even on a speedrun or also on the casual base. And also, as we have seen before, we can play as Coco, which is a Crash little sister. She appeared for the first time on Crash Bandicoot 2, but this is the first game where she turned playable in some stages, as we have seen. Okay, I have lost another mask, this is bad. Well, after this I'm gonna go to stage 13, which is a stage that I don't used to complete as well with the invincibility mask, so I keep that also as a backup, as a personal backup stage, because it's not intended to be a backup stage. After this stage I'm gonna move through that stage just to gain another mask. Hoping that I don't lose any of this, because I don't like when this kind of situation happens. For example, okay, Crash please, thank you. Also, this is something bad about the game, because if you don't move correctly you can get stuck in some parts, which sometimes can be awful. And okay, I have committed another mistake. The reason why I catch that underwater motorbikes is because they are faster in movement, so now I'm gonna try to play this a bit safe, just to don't lose the only mask that I have. There we go. I'm gonna move to stage 13. So it's supposed that I have started in stage 15, which is double header, just in case that I got 2 masks. The reason of it is because And there's a little percentage, but it has happened. Fortunately, I haven't got that glitch, I haven't got that issue. That when you start to play stage 15 double header, the game crashes, or well, just freezes for a bit. Most of the time it just get freezed. And in other weird cases the game can crash. But don't worry, I have a backup save, which I can get just to continue the run, just in case that something bad happens. Fortunately, we are not gonna use it since, as I've said before, I haven't got that issue before, so it's better that when you start this warp room, you go through that stage, just in case that you have 2 masks. And also something that I forgot to mention, because I forgot to mention everything all the time, it's that every time that you defeat each boss, you unlock a new power-up. So, when I have beaten Tiny Tiger, I got the Super Body Slam, which is a more powerful body slam, which I consider like something useless, TBH. And when I have beaten Dingodile, I unlock this this ability called Double Jump, that it doesn't need any kind of explanations. Because also, if we consider this for a bit, these power-ups that you gain after you defeat a boss, it's like a random key to defeat them faster. We hit the first incentive. That's good. Oh, this is going fine, I guess. Now it's time to move to Under Pressure, so bless our engineer that the game doesn't crash. There we go, the game hasn't crashed. And there, okay, but I have lost a mask again. Oh god, what a meme. Rip PB, imagine getting a PB on a marathon. And I have lost another mask, interesting. Okay, and as we can see, we have these big enemies with 2 heads. This is the only stage that we're gonna watch them, and also the reason why this stage is called Double Header. Also, something curious about this game is that we are used that usually Japan doesn't have a kind of big censorship system for video games or something like that. But for the Japanese release of this game, that enemies just have 1 head, because Sony of Japan thought that maybe that was gonna be something creepy for the Japanese kids. And I have lost again 1 mask. Okay, definitely this warp room is gonna be slow. Add a demon. To be careful. Now it's time to go to Dynamite, which is Dynamite is the stage 11 and the first of the third warp room. And as you have seen, usually this stage just gives you 1 mask. And also, as we can keep watching, it's something terrible when you cannot get the invincibility mode. Because as we can see here, there's a lot of obstacles and enemies, so it's not something good when you don't get. The invincibility route, and now it's time to work to the first no incentive of this round, which it was gonna be done when we met the $0 goal, which was to ride this little dinosaur. So thanks everybody for donating for this. And I'm gonna make some damage here in order to lose it faster, because on this part, by default, you jump out of the little dinosaur. But that's a bit slower than just lose it. for receiving damage. Okay, I gotta drop slide input, and that was gonna be something bad because I was gonna be so close to dying. Something bad about dying is that if you die so far away from a checkpoint, that means that you're gonna lose a huge amount of time. But if you have catch a checkpoint and then you die after it, that shouldn't be a big deal. Now this is the second racing stage, which is Road Crash, stage 14. This stage is a bit longer than the previous racing stage, but the worst part is that this stage is hard thanks to the obstacles and also the enemies, which in this case are these racers. And if you're wondering what happens if you don't get the first place, for example, if I get second place, I got taken out of the stage and I need to repeat it. Unless in some way I'm glad that Activision, well, Vicarious Vision, which were the guys who developed the Instant Trilogy games, it's that if you don't get the crystal, okay, if you don't get the first place on these stages, the game gives you the option to restart the stage, so you don't lose so much time if you decide to restart it instead of getting out of the stage and entering again. I'm gonna keep quiet because now we'll start with the hard part in order to get the first place. Announcing victory, so error. Okay, there we go. We reached the first place. Now it's time to move to the third stage. Well, sorry, the third boss battle, which is in Trophy. And we're gonna experiment the same glitch that we got on the first boss battle, which was that the stage music hasn't been played, but in this case it's gonna be delayed by some seconds. The reason behind it is because, well, as far as I know, you skip faster the first cutscene. So if you do that, the music is gonna take a little time to start to play. Yeah, for some reason the first hit hasn't been recognized. And also I hope that everybody can apologize me for starting a bit late my run, because I wasn't considering that Bill Gates will force to me to update my Windows 10. So if you have Windows 10, go back to Windows 7/8.1 because Windows 10 is garbage. And again, this boss battle doesn't need a huge explanation. Okay, that was gonna be close to be a good death. Now we got here the tornado spin, which is something that extends obviously our spin, and we can reach some faraway parts. Now since I have one mask, I'm gonna take again the backup route. This is stage 18, the last water section with Coco. And again, this is just need to keep pressing the cross button, but at last I think that difference with this is that that now there are more obstacles, or well, a better stage design, so this also makes this a bit interesting. Because we need to avoid all these obstacles in order to go faster. Just make a little skip here. Am I the only one who is getting bored about just watching this stage? I mean, I'm getting bored just to play this stage, so I don't want to wonder how somebody's gonna feel watching this stage. At least the good part is that there are no auto-scrollers on this game, but we can consider these stages as auto-scrollers, at least for this category, since it's just need to keep pressing the cross button and move through all the stage. Not a big deal, not a big problem, fortunately. But at the same time, this is keeping me a bit annoying. And there we go. Stage defeated. Now it's time to go to stage 20, which is the one that I used to go when I have the two masks. And at least the good part of this run is that I'm glad that in some way I have failed on the last warp room, because when that I can show you the backup strats of the game, and also to show you how the route can change drastically depending of your masks. And also I'm gonna show right now another good example about what happens when you gain the invincibility mode, which is that you can freeze / stop some cycles, like this water cycle. As we can see, we cannot move while the water has rise up, so when I have the invincibility, the water is gonna keep like that, it's not gonna rise up, so we can move a bit faster. The water is gonna rise up, but we need to wait a bit till it goes down. I will try to do something risky here, but I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to lose my mass, which was to use the tornado spin just to reach this part. Maybe I will take some risky strats later when I entirely give up about this this run. Now I've used the tornado spin here, I'm gonna use it again, so I don't need to wait until the water goes down. And I hope that you have enjoyed the soundtrack of this stage, because we're gonna hear it again. Time to go to Sphinxinator. This was Tom Waiter. Something with Sphinxinator, which is stage 16. And as you can see, some stages can make a little gag or reference or Easter egg. For example, that last stage, which is called Tom Waiter, obviously it's a parody name, or Tom Raider. And we have the only mask of this game, and also we freeze some cycles like the walls, and also I forgot how this is called. And the game dropped my double jump input. Interesting. But well, it's not a big deal up to this point, I guess. Well, really yes. Because we know we don't have any other backup stage. So again, I'm glad that I have added a huge amount of backup time to my run. Well, to my estimate, sorry. I have pressed the spin button, game! Okay, we have now $3. Oh god, this is not good. And I have been practicing this game on this last week. I've finished 3 runs, no PvE. That was bad, but I haven't lost so much time comparing this with my PvE. I got a couple of 53s and one 54. So it was fine in some way, but yeah, whatever. We can skip this part just if I had the masks, because sometimes you can, if you don't get the correct cycle, you can get damage there, so I don't want to take risks. Te lavaste la cara y el mono, no te lavaste la cara y el mono, no. Okay, that was a joke in Spanish, not a big deal. I was making a joke about these monkeys. Now it's time to move to stage 19, which is a future stage. That again, I don't have any mask for this. I can skip that firewalls, but I don't want to take more risks. I have lost a huge amount of time, and also I'm gonna lose $3 on a bit. Okay, I skipped that one. I'm gonna go for this. I lost the only mask that I have, but it's fine. That was close to be a good joke. And also that was gonna be something a bit awful. I just got received some damage. Gonna wait. Also, that obstacle before that checkpoint's a bit awful for me, because sometimes I got touched by it, but I don't break the checkpoint, so it was a huge amount of time. Okay, looks good. There we go. Now it's time to move to the last stage of this warp room, which is Bye Bye Blimps, and also the last stage that we're gonna play as Coco. So if you love her, you're gonna say goodbye to her in a bit. And well, this stage in particular, we need to destroy all these 7 blimps, but we have these enemies that are gonna start to shoot to us. Not a big deal on this stage, they just make 1% of damage, but at the same time it's so weird that they shoot. Also that they can hit me. There are some balloons, as you can see, that are health balloons, that if I break it, they're gonna add a 50% of health to my health bar. But I don't get worried. Usually I don't need this to catch these balloons, so it's fine for me. And okay, I forgot. I missed one. Okay, that's the one that I was missing. Okay, it's time to say goodbye to Coco. Now it's time to move to the fourth boss of the game, which is Engine. And I'm gonna explain the history of this game in a bit that I forgot. And wait, what happened? I'm a liar. This is the real last stage with Coco, and the only boss battle that she has. So we're now on the space, probably on the moon, and this boss has two phases. This is the first one. So we just need to destroy his armor. This is faster. The second one can be a bit annoying and can waste more time. So while I try to beat him, I'm gonna talk about the history of this game. This game starts when the second one finishes at the 100% completion, when the Cortex Vortex, which was the space station of Neo Cortex, get destroyed. And one of the parts of the space station falls on the earth and makes that Uka Uka, the evil twin of Aku Aku, the guy who is, well, the mask who is protecting to us, gets free of his prison. Now Uka Uka joins the Cortex before getting mad with him because he failed twice into dominating the world. So he feels a bit generous, and he got freed from his prison. And now with the help of Dr. Nefarious Trophy, which was the third boss of this game, they plan to use a time travel machine, which is the one that we are using to get all the crystals and relics. But now Crash and Coco need to go as fast as possible to get them before the bad guys can catch them, to use the energy of all the items to dominate the world. Now it's time to go to the last part of the run, and probably the principal pace killer, just in case that the run went fine, like in a PvP or something, which is Mad Bombers, stage 24. The gameplay is similar again to By My Blames, but the hitbox of the planes are so reduced, and the enemies are more mad. It's more probable that they hit to us, and also they make a 4% of damage, which is not good. Also, something curious that I need to say is that we're aware that in Insane Trilogy we can play also as Coco some stages. But for example, the exclusive stages for Crash and exclusive stage for Coco, like the riding ones or bosses, cannot be played by the other characters. But this is weird, since we can play Bye Bye Blames on Insane Trilogy as Coco but not as Crash, but Mad Bombers can be played but as Crash and Coco, which is curious, since you cannot play as Crash in Bye Bye Blames. On this stage, as you can see, I used to get the health boxes, because as I've said before, the enemies make you a 4% of damage, but at the same time I'm still having some dubs, because there are some times that they just make me 2% of damage, and I don't know which is the reason why that happens, but it's weird. It had happened to me, but it's weird. That's the last plane. But the enemies are annoying me. There we go. Stage finished. Now I'm gonna move to stage 5, Box Light, the only stage that you can get 4 masks. And well, there are some stages like Bye Bye Blames and also Bad Bombers that it doesn't matter how many masks you have when you enter that stage, you're gonna lose them. Also, that happens on some boss battles like Engine and Neocortex. You're gonna see a reason of Cortex later. I'm not gonna make any spoil, we're gonna watch that once I reach the stage. But this is the first mask. The good part of the other masks is that they are so close each other. I have lost the mask unfortunately, so I'm not sure. Okay, I haven't catched this, but I used to keep the masks in order to make a damage boost on this port, so I can freeze a bit the cycle of the. Okay, what happened here? Why I don't have the. There we go. Well, the damage boosting also can help you to freeze some cycles, like the door one that I have. I wasn't able to freeze. Not the intended way, but at least it helps a bit. And I need to be careful in order to catch these bugs, because if I don't get them, as you can see, I cannot see anything on the stage. So unless I can remember correctly where the holes are, which is something hard to, since even I don't remember my breakfast. And now that I'm considering it, why did I have to take some breakfast today? So these stages are so important. But this is something different on Insane Trilogy, because on Insane Trilogy, for some reason you can watch the holes on the stage even if you don't have the bug. You just need to turn up the brightness of your screen, but some stuff on NST is easier, some stuff is hard on OG. Because if we can remember, Naughty Dog lost the original code of the game, so Vicarious Visions write the game code from scratch, which is something that it needs to be recognized. Yes, to make a program about another existing program. I have unlocked this Wumpa Fruit Bazooka when I have defeated Engine. Okay, it's fine that I have lost one mask. Again, on next stage, which is Flaming Passion, also called Flaming Ass. I don't choose to get this. So wait a moment, somebody's calling. Okay, I'm back, sorry for that. But there were some people who came to my apartment just to check some problems that I have here. But it's fine. I have moved into the room that needs to be checked, and I have lost again my mask. No, es por acá enfrente. Es por esa parte, pero casi no. Es más, el problema es más en la habitación. Ujú. Sorry for that. Sí, de acuerdo. Sorry for that words in Spanish, but I was talking with the guys who are gonna fix a little problem that I have with some water filtering in my house. But they don't speak English, so I'm not able to speak to them in English. And it's supposed that they was gonna come in 20 minutes, but they came earlier, which is kinda funny because if I wake up earlier to receive them, they don't come at the time they come before. But if I don't wake up, they come exactly to the hour that they should have come. But okay, how many lives I have plus? I think that with this I have died 5 times. I'm not aware. Drago, have you paid attention about how many lives I have plus on this stage? I think I have plus 3. Okay, that was close to be a dead, and that's good because I just got $5 to donate. Well, $6. It's bad, I cannot keep dying, honestly, because I don't have much money. Yeah, I remember, I think I have died 5 times, so that's fine for me. What the heck was that? That's the first time that it happens to me. Oh man, this is not good. I'm gonna run out of money. Now it's time to play more safely. I prefer to do that because sometimes they can recognize that as an out of bounds. And now it's time to move to stage 22, which is orange asphalt, and again racing stage. This is the most longest that we're gonna see on the run, but at the same time it's not so hard to throw crash, so it's not a big deal to complete this. At the same time I don't need to feel comfy because anything can happen, honestly. Okay. Drago, are you here? Yes, Ivan, you are late. If you wanted to watch the run, just have told me. Okay, that was good. And I should have invited you as my commentator because my other commentator was tired and he wasn't able to commentate the run. Okay, Drago is not here, so make bad jokes because there's no authority here right now. Since Drago is not here, you can make as many bad jokes as you want and you're not gonna get banned. Oh god, this is bad. So unless this can be a 56, I'm gonna be glad. Something that is a bit hard. Maybe this is gonna be 57. Now it's time to move to the boss battle, which is versus Neocortex. And the reason why I have to say before that you lose your mask here, it's because literally, and as we can see here, our mask is fighting versus his twin, his evil twin and another dead. What happened here, dude? This is not good. What the? Okay, game. Okay, definitely run out of money. I think that for my next marathon, I'm gonna donate 50 cents for every death, definitely. So first we have the laser shooting, and then he's gonna throw some mines. His shield's gonna be deactivated for a bit, so we can reach him, make him spin and make that he falls down. And the only thing that changes is just the way that the masks fight. And also this remembers a bit the boss fight on first Crash Bandicoot game, because you were on a big were up on a big blimp, and Cortex starts to shooting that beams. Oh, this is the last phase of this boss. So time's gonna finish us once I press the triangle button to skip the text box that appears once I get the last power-ups. And time. Okay, if we time this with the rules of this game, which is that you start the timing once you get the control of Crash, this is gonna be 15